have something to show you guys. Don't worry, no firearms are being damaged in the making of this video. I'm going to show you how to clean this bad boy. We're going to take it apart. She's super dirty. Okay, so we're here at my table. It's unloaded. I took the bolt out of it. To remove the bolt in this one, all you have to do is make sure it's unloaded, put it in fire, pull the trigger, and slide the bolt out of action. Some bolt action rifles are going to have it under the trigger. You're going to have to push a little button to let the slide release. And some of them you're going to have it on the other side of your bolt action right here. You're going to have a little button to release. Each of them are going to have their little niche, but they're all pretty much the same when it comes to cleaning bolt action rifles. So let's get down to it. Basically, you're going to want to make sure that you always use the right size screwdriver. So for this one, there's two different size flathead screwdrivers for the bottom, and I have two that fit perfect. Okay, this one does not fit this size, even though it's a bigger screwdriver. Look at how much wiggle that has. That's going to cause your screws to get stripped out. You want to use the proper size screwdriver head and start from there. It would be a lot easier if I had a gun vise, but that I do not have. And we're just going to start by removing this here screw, which goes to our stock, and that's going to release our stock. And I'm going to take this plate off just to make sure there's no built up powder or anything below the plate. I want to make sure this is really clean. This gun is absolutely dirty, has not been cleaned in a while. It's honestly a shame. The barrel's starting to get rusty. And we're just going to gently pull your barrel off its stock, just like that. There's your stock separated from your barrel. Okay. And I'm going to disassemble the trigger as well, just because we're going to do a thorough cleaning on this. So let me move the camera around close so you can see what I'm doing to take this trigger apart. Okay, so I'm going to be removing this pin, and this is a screw, so you want to make sure you don't go knocking that out thinking it's a pin. So we're just going to lightly, doesn't take much, just gently give it a tap. Bam, it's out. Okay, remove that little block. Careful your springs don't go flying. That is your trigger shoe. Right here is the surface that rubs on the inside of this section right there. Let me show you with this screwdriver. Right where this rubs, right down in here, rubs on this face. And if there's grit or grime, leftover gunpowder in there, that's gonna make your trigger gritty. Same thing with up inside of where this spring is. You see how much dirt and buildup is in there? We're gonna get all that out today. Okay, so we're gonna take this screw out now. Now it's like threaded at the top, and then it's like a pin guided in, so it's not screwed all the way in. That's it, right there. Bam. And there's your safety. And then there's your actual firing mechanism. That's what catches on your bolts here and slips off right there. So we're going to make sure all this is clean today and put it all back together. You want to make sure you don't lose any of your little springs or your pins. Keep everything together. Just like that. So I went and got a little magnet cup so we don't lose any of our springs, our small pins. All that can sit in that cup, and we'll set that off to the side so we don't lose nothing. Next, we're going to be running a patch down the inside of this bore. You can see there's a lot of built up powder inside of there, and there's a lot of crud all down in here. Just not what you want to see. Down to the end of my solvent here. Close that up. You don't want to spill this shit, it's pretty stinky. Now it shouldn't be super tough, and you can see it already drug out all that loose bit of powder in there on the end of that. That's just a little bit of oil left behind in there, and that's going to sit. Okay, now I have a brass rod the length of my barrel set up in here with a soft brass brush on the end of there. It's been sitting for a couple of minutes. It is a 22 caliber. I can't stress that enough, that you use the proper caliber for the bore that you are using. You do not want to use something that is too large and end up getting it wedged in your barrel. And you want to make sure that you're not pushing it through and stopping halfway and trying to go the opposite direction, because these bristles will get pushed back as it's going through, and then now they need to fold the other way, and it creates a lot of resistance, and it's not good for the barrel. So if you're going to do it, what I do is I unscrew the end of it, I run it through the tip of my barrel with no resistance, all the way through. I screw my brush on, and I pull it through. Okay, it's that simple. And then now that I did that, I go and use a 22 caliber bore brush. Make sure it is 22 caliber if you're cleaning a 22. Okay, I feed this guy right down the back. Make sure it's nice and straight, no kinks. Okay, bam. Guaranteed that bore is clean as a whistle now. Now we got to focus on this chamber. There's still a lot of leftover solvent and gunk in there. I like to get in there with a soft bristle brush and some Q-tips. So we'll be back with that.